Good morning again. Alrighty, so on to the next lesson. So this is the actual Pythagorean theorem, or the Pythagorean relationship. So where this comes from, there was a gentleman named Pythagoras, and there is a lovely bust of him here, meaning like a carving of his head and shoulders. So Greek mathematician. And he was playing with right angle triangles, trying to figure out what was going on with them, if there's anything special. And he found out there was. And so he named that relationship that he found after himself. Okay. So as I said, it works with right angle triangles. So that's what I've drawn here. We have a right angle triangle. And what I've done is taken each side and made a square out of it. Okay. So it took the length of this side and drawn a square, taken the length of that side, made a square, and taken the length of that side and made a square. What he found was that if you take the area of those three squares, there's a constant relationship with them. So if you take the area of the two smaller squares and add them up, it always gives you the area of the bigger square. And this only works with right angle triangles. So if it's not a right angle triangle, you don't have that 90-degree angle in it, this doesn't work. So with this one, this length is 4. So that area is 16. This length is 3. That area is 9. 4 times 4 is 16. 3 times 3 is 9. And then 16 and 9 gives you an area of 25. And this has a side length of 5. Now you can see, so here's the Pythagorean theorem at work. This is the formula. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. You can see I've color-coded it. These two smaller squares I did in blue, and this larger square I did in green. The large square always has to be here, okay? And then you can see the math, 4 squared plus 3 squared, 16 and 9 equals 25. Some things for you to know, just some terminology. These two shorter sides are called the legs. They are interchangeable. So A and B, it doesn't matter what order they go in, as long as you square them and you add them. Side C is called the hypotenuse. It must be the longest one, and it's the one that's diagonally opposite from the right angle. Okay. So here's some examples for you. We'll just concentrate on A for now. So they give us a triangle. They gave us 4 centimeters and 4 centimeters, and this one is our unknown. Now, they may not tell you A, B, and C right at the beginning, but that's okay. There's the right angle. So we know that the two sides touching the right angle are the legs. Those are A and B. This is the longest edge, the one that's diagonally opposite the 90-degree angle. That's our hypotenuse. So that has to be C. So then we write the formula down. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. We fill it in. We know that A and B are 4, and we don't know C. From here, it's just an algebra question, and you've been solving these all the way along. So 4 squared and 4 squared is 16 and 16. 16 plus 16 is 32. Now, what this is saying, this isn't our final answer. This is saying the square on this side. So if I was to draw a big square over here, this would be 32 centimeters squared. We don't want to know that area. We want to know this side length. So how do we go from a square area down to a side length? Well, we square root it. Even if you forgot that, it's okay, because you can see that this is saying C squared is 32. We know when we're all done, we want just C. What's the opposite of squaring something? Square root. So we square root both sides, because that's what you do in algebra. What you do to one side, you do to the other. And we get a side length of 5.65 for side C. Okay. Now let's take a look at question B. They gave us 5 centimeters. They gave us 10 centimeters. In this case, they gave us side C. Again, legs, because they're touching the 90-degree angle. This is the long edge diagonally opposite the 90-degree angle. We know that's C. These two can be A and B, or B and A. It doesn't matter. Write down the formula. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Fill it in the correct spots. You have to be careful with these that you're not automatically dropping these numbers in for C, or sorry, in for B. Okay, it has to go in the right spot. So 5 times 5 squared, we don't know B squared, that's what we're trying to find, 10 squared. Square them. 5 times 5 is 25, we still don't know B squared, 10 times 10 is 100. And from here, you've got B squared on one side, we want all the letters on one side, all the numbers on the other, just like in algebra. So we need to make this equal 0, subtract 25 from both sides. We get B squared is 75. And then from there, I'll just extend the page so you don't have that watermark in the way. From there, square root both sides, so we get just B. The square root of 75 is 8.66. And of course, you are using your calculator for this. Okay? So if you have any questions, you can message me. Mathify is available for you. And I will have the homework posted in the link. Okay, bye for now.